It's just like your budget at home. You have money earmarked for your winter clothes, but if you've had a financial struggle over the summer, you're not going to go ahead and spend that money you earmarked for winter clothes just because it was earmarked. You want to rethink your budget and spend in accordance to what you have. Because when you spend what you don't have, that's when you really, really get into some big trouble, and we're already there. Taxpayers should not be burdened by subsidies approved by the board without careful thought of the efficiency of the plan. So let's discuss what is most economically right to service the target public, which are those who are left at the Metro train station. I'm not cold-hearted, with those individuals because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But again, it's been said over and over, the money is not there. The other thing I wanted to address is, according to the last board meeting, and no letter was sent to the legislators' offices regarding aqua letters of support. So we have Carla Burris and Donna Hickman from Senator Harris' office, Kelly Evans from Senator Hutchinson's office, Maisha from Representative Jones' office, and Ruby from Representative DeLuca's office. None of them have the letter. And I understand that this letter was supposedly should have been written by the acting village manager. 2 weeks ago today, you made that statement, Mayor, and none of these offices have received that letter. So, when in talking to everyone, I was told, if I could pick up the letter and take it to each of the offices, I would be more than willing to do that, because I think we do need somebody supporting us. And if they are willing to provide us a letter of support, I would do anything to get that letter of support from them. But they do need a letter from you, Mayor. So if you promise to send this letter out, I would suggest we get on it, because none of those offices, as of today at 2 o'clock, have received any letter from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Lawson, thank you for your question. I'll put it on the record. The mayor has had meetings with our U.S. representative in regards to requesting assistance with the aqua water situation. The initial response from her was that there was no assistance that the United States representative be able to provide in order to deal with local jurisdictional issues with aqua water. The mayor directed me to produce letters. At that time, letters have been presented to the mayor today for a signature, and they will be sent out.
They're right here. And we will send them. That's not for you to do. I appreciate your offer, but we will send those out.
Madam Mayor, could I be recognized one more time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Lawson, again, I know I addressed the reasons why we shouldn't support it, but you are right. I should explain some of the elements of a plan. When we are looking at this bus service that we are contemplating creating as a unit together, we need to make sure that it's revenue neutral, or very profitable, but at the very least revenue neutral. We cannot run into a situation again like we did at the University Golf Club. So when we're creating this plan, we should think about revenue neutral or profitable. We should have an idea of how much income we're going to have come in from it and what our expenses are. How much does the driver cost? How much are we going to spend in gas? What are the monthly expenses? So you have a monthly budget and you project that way. And when you're coming up with this plan, it should be revenue neutral. We should also have some buy-in from the industrial park, confirmed buy-in. from the industrial park, saying if we were to do this, we would use this service. So these are just a couple of elements that we should have in plan, and it's something that we could all sit down and talk about. I would recommend we're going to have what's called committee of the whole meeting. This ought to be the first topic on the committee of the whole meeting. We should start this bus service because we have endeavored, our leader has endeavored to create this bus service. And we should try and support our leader when she's doing something right. And if she needs some help trying to get it all the way there, we should do that.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that again, and all that was done, and I'll say it again, it was dismissed by the previous people, and I'll bring it back. Because it was told, like, I also had a challenge when I asked for the new shelters to be built. I was told, I said, we're gonna have new shelters. We don't want those shelters here, the light will be beaming in someone's house. They wanted to file, they voted it down several times. I kept bringing it back so we get the shelters. So it's been a challenge doing something right and doing something honest. There's no accountability for the money that was collected 4 years ago. And I will stand on that. It was a schedule made, it was presented, it was rejected. Again, I have no problem representing the whole plan. The survey that I did with the industrial park, they completed, there was a buy-in, yes it was. So we're going to move on. I appreciate everything that you had to say, Ms. Lawson. And we will address it again in another form. Hopefully they still had all the packages that I made, and we had a volunteer from the village at the time that even did the scheduling. They talked to Pace, they talked to the residents, they talked to industrial park. So, I don't know why, I guess people forget, but it was done before. We will move on, and I appreciate that, and we will work on it. Okay, there's no more village comments. We'll go to the presentations from Illinois Housing that I talked about when we were in Washington, and they gave me the logo, and they're here to make a presentation for something else I think I did right.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of the mayor, presenting two programs that we have ongoing. One of them, which might be of benefit to some of your residents, the iRefi program, which is it's a refinance for those who are underwater, meaning that their balance on their mortgage is higher than what their properties are worth. We are able to help them with up to $50,000 to get them from those underwater mortgages. And the way this works, I'm going to give you a quick sample. If you have a homeowner who's currently has a balance of $130,000, and after an appraisal, the appraisal comes back at $100,000, what we would do is we would pay their mortgage to whoever they owe, whoever they have that note with, put them on a 97 LTV, loan to value mortgage, at the current rate that we have. The monies that we paid off to their lender would be put in a promissory note that's forgiven after 3 years. So that puts your homeowner with a little equity, okay? And after 3 years, they're free to sell, refinance, or just basically stay in their homes. So that's one of the programs. It does have requirements. They would have to have a 640 credit score. Income limits are at $94,800 for total complete income for the entire family that's living in that household. They would have to be under $94,800.
Under?
Under.
Yes.
Total household income. Okay. The other program that I bring to you is the hardest hit fund. And, well, for the iRefi, they will also have to be current on their mortgage for the last 12 months. The other program is the hardest hit fund that would help homeowners who are behind on their mortgage or have had a loss of income of at least 10%, 15%. it would help them up to $35,000 to help them to become current. There's income limits. It's a little higher than the ones that I just mentioned, and I mean 120% AMI. Under. It would have to be under 125% AMI. It is available for the entire state of Illinois. And the way this is done, there are flyers. For the hardest hit, you would have to go online. It's very simple. You answer questions. If you do qualify, it would take you to the next step. You would work with a housing counseling agency in the area that would help you package your paperwork and will help you through the process. The I-refi, if those who are interested, would have to go directly to a lender. I will be here afterwards for any questions.
What we're planning to, you want to speak as well?
I just want to say, just the allocation mechanism, these are federal funds that were allocated to the state of Illinois. Originally it was allocated from Congress in the 2016 omnibus package, and of which we applied for these funds, and the U.S. Treasury allocated $269 million last spring to Illinois to relaunch these programs.
Thank you. And this was, I heard about it in Washington. They had a seminar on this with housing. And I was at the Congressional Black Caucus, and then they gave me a local contact. I contacted them as soon as I got here. And it would let you know, for the village, I know this is a short presentation. They have obligated themselves to come and do a workshop here in the town center. So all the residents can come, and we will post that as soon as possible. Because one of these expires in December. Is it one of the programs in December? Someone said?
The only program that was on the verge of expiring was the down payment assistance program with folks from Illinois, but that is in the process of being extended.
Oh, great.
But the refinance and the foreclosure abatement programs are not going to expire anytime soon.
Very good. So we will be announcing this to come back, and we'll have a workshop so you can sit down with them, and they said they will bring people to help you out, do the applications and that. So please look forward to that at the next board meeting. I will be announcing it because we're getting together as far as a date that they can come out and do the workshop. Thank you very, very much. Any other question, anybody?
Question. On the hardest hit, you listed the requirements real quick. I didn't get to catch them. If I go on the website, illinoishardesthit.org, will I find the requirements?
Yes, you will find the requirements as well as an application that takes you step by step to see if if the individual qualifies.
Okay. And then what about the First Home Illinois? These are the only two requirements, the eligibility?
First Home Illinois is first-time home buyer program. And the requirements are the same under 94,800 income limit, 640 credit score, and in Cook County, they would have to be first-time home buyers unless they are
In Cook County,
better.
did you say Cook County?
Well, Cook County is one of them.
What about Will County? Because we
Will
are.
County as well.
Okay.
There's only 10 counties, but both Cook and Will are participants.
Thank you.
Our next one. Yeah, okay, good, I need those. Okay. Pass them out here. We have another presentation now from Ingalls Hospital. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle Netherton. I'm sorry I'm hoarse tonight. I've been battling a bad cold. Thank you, Mayor, for having me tonight, trustees, department heads, and honored guests. Ingalls, I wanted to bring you up to speed with Ingalls Memorial Hospital. Last October, we merged with the University of Chicago, so we have actually are making healthcare bigger, brighter, and stronger for the Southland. So we're very excited. And we are doing a lot of things. You're going to see a lot of programs. We're bringing thoracic surgeons from the university to our hospital. So please look for a lot of exciting things. My division is the Department of Occupational Health. I put a packet on your table if you'd like to follow along. Our mission of occupational health is to be the provider of choice by partnering with local businesses and municipalities for a comprehensive and integrated program by creating partnerships with our clients that we work with. We like to provide quality outcomes, convenient, cost-effective healthcare solutions, and with our new partnership with the University of Chicago, we know we can continue to do that. What do we do? We provide quality medical care 24/7. In the Southland Occupational Health, no one provides 24/7 coverage. We do that through our occupational health clinics as well as our urgent aid facilities. We're clinically driven. Our providers and doctors follow what's called AMA guidelines, American Medical Association guidelines, and that's how we produce the outcomes that we have for our patients and employees that you serve. We provide continuum of care. In our urgent care facilities and facilities, we have X-ray, MRI, CT, lab, physical therapy. You may wonder why we have all those services there, so that the patients don't have to travel for those services outside of our facility. When we provide the service to the patient within our continuum of care, the patient can get the services right away so that their care can continue. We also provide employer services such as drug alcohol testing and physicals, spirometry and medical surveillance, and we're cost conscious. We have 4 locations: South Holland, Crestwood, Flossmoor, and Tinley Park. We schedule appointments via our call center and online scheduling for your convenience. And we do provide transportation 24 hours a day if you don't have a way to get your patient to our facilities for a nominal fee of $20. Again, we do have diagnostic testing through our urgent cares and our facilities that all have X-ray. We have physical therapy within our facilities, again, so our patients don't have to travel to outside facilities for it. And our clinics also have 3 exercise physiologists on staff. We have a unique specialist program because sometimes the care of acuity of the injury is higher than we can take care of. So we have a unique specialist network that our patients will be seen if the acuity warrants it the same day or within 24 to 48 hours. And we know getting into a specialist in the South Side is much more challenging than 24 hours. We also have a nurse case manager dedicated to our program, and she helps make that care and that transition from our clinic to that specialist referral. We also have a unique clinical psychologist and neuropsychologist on our staff at Ingalls. He helps us with our companies and municipalities. Sometimes we have difficult return to work. Sometimes we have situations that are very tragic that happen in the workplace, and he helps us cope through all that and work with our employees cope through it as well. We're credentialed to do what we do because we're an occupational health program. We need to have particular credentialing to do that. We work with the South Suburban mayors and managers. We're under contract with them for drug and alcohol testing, and we work with 27 local communities in the Southland. I provided a small client list of some of the clients that we work with in your packet. We also have a number of resource partners to help you. If you need audio testing, we have an audio partner. We have the Illinois Institute for Addiction Recovery at our hospital. Should you provide anyone a second chance agreement and need to get in substance abuse testing. We also have an EAP program, an employee assistance program, and we have a safety partner to help with safety situations. I've attached a map, and I've also attached from one of our clients a letter of recommendation for you to review. Any questions?
Yes. With this service, is there a cost?
There's not a cost to sign up to transfer to Ingalls from your current provider. There's a letter of agreement that basically just says that you're doing that. The only cost you have is if you use the service. Work comp is under Illinois fee schedule, so the law dictates what the fees are. They're reasonable and customary to Illinois. Any employer services are billed to the village, and I've provided to the mayor and to the chief Pat the price list for employer services.
So when we have someone that's injured or whatever hurt, they can come here and get another analysis or another check, which is great, which is needed. The EPA program, how effective is that? I mean, that's on call or?
I would put you in touch with, its perspectives. It's the EAP that we use at Ingalls, and it's a very nominal fee to the village. And I would put you in touch with them to see if it's something. It's usually like $10 an employee, but they provide a wealth of services to the employees. And you can go online, and I can put you in touch with them if you're interested in that program. We don't charge you for it. We just connect you to the EAP program, and the contract is separate with them. But it's very nominal for what they provide your employees.
So this is another way that we can go, like I said, if someone's injured, they can come here and get checked out, occupational therapy, and this is provided through their insurance?
It would be through the village. If it's work comp, it's the village. It would be through the village work comp
Program.
insurance.
Hi, Michelle. This is Curtis. I would like to vouch for your services that you have right now, because I am affiliated with one in Flossmoor.
Oh, thank you so much.
We have a very fine facility in
Thank you.
Flossmoor, and I haven't had the chance to visit the other places, but my doctor set up here. So I'm very familiar with that. So it's an excellent program.
Thank you so much, sir.
One more. Do you do random drug tests as well?
We do.
Okay.
And I provided a quote to the chief as well.
Oh, great.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, good evening.
I know Michelle. I've worked with her and Ingalls Occupational Health for maybe 9 years now.
I believe so.
And one of the benefits to having Ingalls as ACMED partner is where I'm at now, my company I'm at now. We would send people out, they would go to their own personal doctors, they get treatment. They hurt at work, but they would get treatment. And then nobody at work knows what's going on. Sometimes care, it lingers on that way. And at the company's expense here, the village's expense. So the benefit to having occupational medicine and Ingalls as a partner is to track employee injuries, get them well and back at work as soon as possible. Now, it's a little different from municipalities, as Chief Payton has mentioned about off work. It's not quite like private industry, but employees do get professional care and they get back to work. They get them well and healthy again. So I'm glad to see we will potentially be partnering with you.
Thank you so much. That is our goal, is to return them to work and return them back to their health.
And a professional evaluation, this is good. And I noticed I see with OSHA, it's very good. It'll help us a lot with our public work. And IDOT, NOSH, CATA. Okay.
Mayor, I have
Yes, sir.
one quick statement. Michelle, first, thank you for coming out. We've had extensive conversations in regards to the occupational health program. Our public works department has been a part of that program for quite some time. We're just expanding it over to the police, fire, and
That's correct.
other village employees. Because at the current moment, only DPW is currently covered through the program. And what I wanted to do is, coming in and being interim manager, I wanted you to have a conversation with the board before we go into the program with the other departments, so they understand what's going on and get a thorough explanation of the program. Trustee Wilson, of course, has valued knowledge in this area, so I just want all the board members to be able to get that information as well. So thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you so very much. Good evening.
Any other questions?
That's just a fine program.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yep, I have two. I love English. That urgent care is great. Thank you. Okay. Action items. Unfinished business. First, second, and third reading ordinance and execution of agreement by and between the Village of University Park, Will and Cook Counties, Illinois, and Settlers Pond for the transfer of the ownership and responsibility of the animals for Rico Pond. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee, second. Hearing none. Sam,
I second.
you second? Okay. Trustee McMullen? Questions, comments, concerns?
I do have a couple of questions. The package says that they've had the animals since February. I thought it said farm animals. I thought it said February 2017. I didn't know why. So,
No, I thought you were waiting for, no, they've had them since February of 2016.
okay. So how much I guess I'm trying to figure out how we came up with the $6,000.
The owner's here. She signed in, but she was on the other sheet. So if she could,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, you can come up and, but I'm sorry.
Okay, so maybe I can finish all my questions and then you can just go ahead and, or do you want to do your presentation? Okay. So my question was, if it's been since 2016, how much did we pay in 2016? Were we paying on a monthly?
You were, we had them for about 5 or 6 months first,
Mhm.
and then you guys started giving
Okay, so
donations.
you did get them initially around November 2015, because you said about 5 months.
No, we got them in February 2016.
Oh, okay.
And then we had them for quite a few months before you guys initially started to make the donations, and it was $1,000 a month. And I think we got $7,000 throughout the year.
It was $1,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
Donation, you remember from when until when?
No,
'Cause-
no.
Do you remember, Ms. Stevens?
It had to be probably maybe September of 2016
Yeah, it sounds-
until about maybe March
Mhm.
To March
2017.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So was there a written agreement that we paid? Because I don't recall.
There was not a written agreement. It was, Keely came out to the farm with Jana, and Jana was the one that said that she would do that, the $1,000 a month. And it was, you guys were doing that until Keely, I think, went on surgery or leave, and somebody else came in and took over.
Amara.
No,
That's
to
not
vote
March.
for you.
No, what she's saying is when Amara came, then that's when it stopped. The
Oh.
original was when we met in May, the original conversation, I apologize, when we met at the farm, the original conversation with Pinky was we were coming back to get them in May of 2016. No conversation was done with her. And then I met with Jana, and then we went out there and spoke with her in regarding the situation as far as the animals were concerned.
So they were paid $1,000 a month from approximately September 2016 to
March.
March 2017. That was before Mara. Just for the record.
Right,
Okay.
and that was, well, added in when Amara was here. Mara came in May,
So the payment stopped in March when Keely went to surgery.
on metal.
Okay. Okay.
I just want a clarification for the documentation.
Madam Mayor, could I ask you a question? What's your position at the,
What's my position? I'm the owner.
oh, the owner, okay, all right. Would you ever consider, if we ever get to the position where we could have the animals back and care for them, would you consider some?
Of course.
Or giving them back? That'll work.
That's why we pay them. Well, I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it costs a lot to feed a horse, I'm just saying. It does, I've done.
Well, there's medical,
And
there's
medical
feed
things.
trimmings, there, shots, you know.
Horseshoes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, $1,000 might not even cover a horse, not a
Well,
horse,
it-
alligator, a whole bunch of birds.
well, the alligator had to get relocated because it was very illegal. And when DNR came out there that day, he wanted to fine University Park $1,000 a year for 5 years or 10 years, however long you guys had the alligator.
So,
So,
Thank you for that.
you know,
along
so
with the python,
the python was relocated as well, because once they get to 18 to 20 feet long, they're no longer considered a handleable animal. So we did relocate them right from University Park. They came out and relocated them.
I have a question. I'm sorry, trustee Easter.
I think that was it. The main thing is you'd be willing to sell them back at a reasonable rate. Or give them back.
Yes.
Give them back.
Yes. Yes.
Trustee
We would
Williams?
transfer them
I'd
back
like
to you.
I'd like to know, okay, we're paying you $1,000 a month to keep our animals, is that correct? And you're planning on giving them back to us when we're able to take them?
Well, I think this ordinance that you're trying to do is relinquish the animals to us, and that's it.
Okay,
Cutting
well, let me-
ties with the animals, you know.
Okay, if you're gonna keep the animals, why do we have to pay you? I mean, okay, don't people buy animals?
We never sell animals.
But
Trustee Williams, in this circumstance, the $6,000 figure is not to pay them to take the animals. The $6,000 figure is for the cost that they've incurred during this year, 2017, since the last payment, which my understanding is now March.
It should be in May of
So the
2017.
$6,000 is for the cost since.
Well, my question is, are we gonna get our animals back? Keep them. Are we gonna get our animals back? No, so we got nothing.
Excuse me, that's a board?
And now I was getting ready to say that that is a board decision. I can't.
Okay.
I don't think so, but.
So-
But let them do it.
Okay.
Because I'll be on there.
So for clarification purposes, the reason this is on the agenda today is, number one, the village never properly
Right, thank you.
transferred the animals to the animal shelter. Number two, we were making payments that were not approved by the board. So there has to be official documentation on file to do that. Thirdly, we are pretty much giving the animals, once this document is executed today, the animals will be under the ownership of Seller's Pump. That releases the village from liability in regards to healthcare insurance, any damages that the animals create, any food, care, etc. This is what this is for today. We're trying to right the wrong that was done in the past and do it the right way now. The $6,000 one-time payment, and we're done with it. The reason we have the $6,000 one-time payment is because payments were stopped, okay? They stopped getting paid. They had our animals. The village still has liability for the care of those animals, okay? So that's where the dollar figure came from to address this. Once this figure is established, the board votes on this.